Alright guys, so we're just gonna quickly bust out these fork seals so we can get the Cerakote on here. We'll do a time lapse probably. So let's go. Alright, so forks apart, we got the fork seal out and all the bushings and everything, we have new ones. But yeah, we're just gonna do the reverse of what you just saw, get her back together, and I'll get back to you when we're about to Cerakote that. Okay. That's got it.
As long as you screwed it in enough so it's not gonna...
So we got the seals put back in, forks put back together, refilled with oil, we'll let the air out of them. They're all good to go. So clean them off, tape them up, now we're gonna Cerakote them.
Alright, it's time to begin the engine rebuild. But first, this is a mess because of these two idiots. So I'm coming in with one foul swoop and it's time to clean up and get started.
We got a real nice and clean table. Engine sat on it, time to start building. What do you say, buddy?
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. So I think we should probably start with the top end. What do you say?
Yep.
All right, so we've taken all the covers off. The camera's about to die, so I'm gonna go charge that. But in the meantime, we're gonna powder coat these two covers. You guys have already seen a bunch of footage of that, so yeah, we'll show you them when they're done. All right, so it's a couple hours later. We finished all the powder coating and it just looks incredible. We have the Nickel Works bolts all around. We have a bunch for the case as well and for the top end. But yeah, that bronze and blue combo is just so sick. This is gonna be cool. And we have that blue valve cover as well. And we have the Boyson super cooler in that magnesium color. So it's close to bronze, but I think it's gonna look pretty freaking cool. Doesn't look like it's in that bad a shape, but we're gonna slap a new piston on there anyway, and we'll do the valve seals too. So yeah, there's a lot of carbon buildup on here. We're gonna do the valve seals and clean it up with a Scotch-Brite pad, and that'll be fine. But we're definitely keeping a hold of that because that does not look bad at all, if I'm being honest with you.
Hold on to it in case we blow it up.
Exactly. As you can see, there's a little bit of carbon buildup on the valves here.
Not horrible, but
not horrible, but We're just gonna do a little time lapse. We're gonna clean these up and just reassemble this.
Been down and I'ma get it right, dead on sight like. Been down and I'ma get it right, dead on sight like.
Alright, so we managed to clean up all the valves. They're looking pretty good. No more carbon on them, which is nice. We took the valve seals out, and now we're just going to spend ages cleaning all this crap off there. I'm not going to film that because it's probably going to be a little boring. We're just going to use some solvent and a red Scotch Brite. That's it, just going to take ages. Catch back up when we're done that. Alright, so while Thomas is over here cleaning up the head, I am doing the piston. So I got the old one out here. So I have the old piston out, and the new one I'm just setting the rings up to the specs provided with the kit. And then, well, I mean now the rings are on. It's ready to be slapped in. So Thomas has the head all cleaned up, and that looks awesome. So we're gonna put the new valve seals and valves in, and then put the piston in, and then slap it all together, and she's freaking good to go, dude. Yes, sir. Top end rebuilt, easy.
No problemo.
So just installing the piston here, putting the wrist pin in. You don't want to force it, you want to be super careful. It should just slide in like that. And there's two little retaining clips that go on the outside. And then these are actually really, really easy to bend. So yeah, be careful. So that was a f***ing pain. If you have a YZ450 or anything with a piston that's kind of shaped like that, where you have to reach under to get that little retainer clip in, put one clip in first and then slide the wrist pin in from one of the sides, and then do the other one while it's in the engine. Because trying to do both in the engine, it was pretty ridiculous. It was quite hard. Anyway, the new piston's in. Valve seals are done. Looking all mint. That's ready to go back on. Beauty. So yeah, let's slide the cylinder on, get her all torqued down. We'll get a time lapse putting it together, and then the engine's built.
Been down and I'ma get it right, dead on sight like.
So we got everything back together. We're just gonna torque these head bolts down, and then we're gonna put the cams back on and just double check the valve clearance. That was a bit of a pain. Didn't record any of it just because we needed all our attention on doing it. So we have the engine timed and the clearance is set. Everything's torqued down. Now we're just gonna go and replace some of the bolts on the case, and we're gonna replace the gasket for the chain tensioner as well. So yeah, show you what it looks like when all that's done.
Run nothing, all talking, your team bluffing. My squad, we all dream crushing. We ain't rushing, no discussion. All I know is I was made for this, paid for this, yeah, slave for this. Been down and I'ma get it right, dead on sight like. First off, you don't run nothing, all talking, your team bluffing. My squad, we all dream crushing. We ain't rushing, no discussion. All I know is I was made for this, paid for this, yeah, slave for this. Been down and I'ma get it right, dead on sight like.
Alright guys, so as you can see, all the crankcase bolts have been replaced. I did the same on the other side. Now is the finishing touch. Thomas, you want to come over and help? We're going to put the valve cover on.
Oh, hell yeah.
Bring her over. So we got the valve cover with the new seals. We have a powder coated kickstart lever. And we have a Moose Racing shift lever. All going on. Yeah, so she looks way better than she did before. And hopefully works better too. New valve seals, new piston, new gaskets. It's gonna have a new water pump. All these new shiny nickel plated bolts. Yeah, I'm really pumped on this. I'm excited to see how this looks in the frame. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video.